Yes, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are in week 22 of 2026. Now it's time to get in the grow bag. The recomp has ended. We are ready and going, and actually have already started on an improvement season phase. I had a chat with Nath over on Friday with my check-in day, and we both agreed that actually we're done. Like, what we're going to get out from another week, my body kind of isn't just doing much right now. Training performance was kind of dipping towards the end of sessions. I wasn't really getting any leaner. Since coming back from holiday, the weight is kind of stuck, so it's kind of like, well, let's just get going. So what changes have been put in place? So we had, prior to this, we were on 2,700 on a training day, 2,500 on a rest day, 8,000 steps and 200 calories worth of cardio. Now I skipped last week. I had a lot going on at the weekend. I recorded the video, didn't have time to edit it, and just ultimately didn't do it. But it's kind of worked out well because it's given me a bit of feedback. So last week we changed the output from 8,000 to 10,000 steps, and then the calorie output cardio wise to 3 sessions of HIIT a week. Now the thought behind this was getting out in the sunlight, doing quite a long walk in the morning. So I've at the moment it's 10:35 and I've boxed off 5,000 steps already, and I've pretty much been at my desk after my walk this morning. So overall, it's gone quite well. The 3 sessions of HIIT have been quite tough. I have been logging how many calories I'm burning in each session. So it's about 150 calories, and I'm doing it on the ski-erg. So the skier machine, for those of you that don't know, I'm doing 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 10 rounds, bringing myself to 10 minutes, or just 10 rounds of HIIT at least. And that seems to be working quite well. It's quite challenging, but it's also quite fun. Now, what I found from this week is really interesting. My leg DOMs have been stupid. Now, you think, oh, he's doing the skier and he's doing less, so why would his leg DOMs be more? I think it's because my legs are actually having a chance to recover, and it's kind of showing him the performance in the gym too. Excuse me. So that's been really, really good on that sense. Also upper body as well just has, like, I've not had to necessarily, like, the loads have stayed the same, but the connection that I'm able to get with them has just been ridiculous. So that's been a positive, and I think that's why the added food is necessary. I'm wondering whether we might even need to up the protein at some point just to manage that recovery a little bit better. For those of you that don't know, your kind of main recovery tool, apart from anabolics, is, well, to be honest, ignoring anabolics completely, is protein. Protein is the thing that rebuilds muscle tissue. So maybe that might be a conversation to have next week. So anabolics wise, they've stayed the same. We're looking at getting bloods done in 2 weeks' time. That's come around really quickly. So I'll do a video comparing the two, comparing the two last results and just seeing what's happened, because the last lot was done. Oh, I've not marked it. It would have been here. Yeah, because that's why I would deload. But overall, a few other things have changed. I've pulled the GH down, so everything's going now pre-bed because there's no faster cardio. And I can't handle 5 IU pre-bed. I probably could, but cost is a thing, and there potentially might be a shortage coming up of GH that I've been tipped off about. So I'm just pulling the units down. 5 to 4 isn't going to make too much of a difference, so that's going to be there. I don't know why that's highlighted in bold. What else has changed? Nothing there. The cleanse come out because obviously we're not trying to lose body fat anymore, and the T3 has been halved as well. So let's have a look at the tracker. As we can see, average of 12,000 steps hit, but 3 days where there were about 10,000. 450 calories done on cardio wise. Again, it's quite hard. And you can see performance dropped off there on the Friday, then Thursday, then Friday. Food went up. Average energy a little bit lower there. Our heart rate and HRV is about average. HRV is actually slightly slow. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm so tired this morning. Blood pressure and blood glucose on average has been pretty good. With the food increase, I expect that to kind of bump up anyway, but I would hope that to trend down by the end of the week. So it's not out of range, like it's still in a good range, but I want it to be here rather than there. Overall, nothing really else has changed. So let's have a look at what we've changed in the food-wise. So this went from 70 to 80. We've changed the blueberries to a banana, some sourdough meal 1, added 100 grams of potatoes and 25 grams of rice. Sauerkraut was in there anyway, so I can take that out. And then similar on a rest day where sourdough's gone in and jasmine rice has gone up. I actually played around with the electrolyte amount. So this is what the sauerkraut is for the extra sodium and the digestion. So we have now got in 50 grams rather than 25 grams because of the added body weight, and needed a little bit more sodium and potassium and things. So that kind of doesn't really fit. But both have 7 grams of salt and low salt per day. If you want to know more on that, actually leave a comment below and I'll run through the electrolyte framework that we use. So overall, that's stayed the same. You can kind of see where we're at there. So that's the heart rate range that we're going for. But let's get on to the exciting stuff. Let's go have a look at the physique and see how things have changed. So this was my physique on Friday morning. As you can see here, 5:30 a.m. taken. Midsection's tightened up. I'm very hairy. I think I set up my light wrong, if I'm honest. So yeah, very hairy, but I've got a few like we saw last week. We actually didn't see last week. We've got a few ingrown hairs. So while they're there, I want to make sure that they're kind of just sorting themselves out. So with the extra hair, it's a little bit harder to see the definition. I am doing a mobility routine, as you would have seen on my Instagram, which I've been doing every morning. So I do that, then go for my walk. I've also, as of this morning, implemented vacuums in again. And just because there was a couple of shots here, midsection looks tight, but it's just something I've not done for a while. I had some cupping work done on Wednesday, as you can see here. So with all the extra mobility work, it turns out that all of this area here is basically really lazy. So adding that mobility work in has just tightened everything up, and getting into those shots has been quite difficult. As you can see here, everything just looks locked up here. So the mobility work will be super important. But in the meantime, it's just going to be a bit pissed off. I have started measuring my arms. I'm not going to reveal what it is at the moment because they're still quite shit and small, but it's something that I definitely want to see a change in over this improvement season and just see where we're at. I'm doing it in centimeters because I don't want to convert it to inches because they're still shit and small, and I don't want to depress myself. But overall, physique isn't looking too bad. We just need to get this elbow fully straight, which I can't do at the moment. Again, it's just through nerve and mobility and just working on things. Glutes aren't crazy, but we want to keep it that way. And just work on being able to get that back open. So yeah, overall, that is my check-in for this week. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you've got any questions, please leave them down below. And there is lots of information being shared over on my Instagram. So if you're interested, go and check that out. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week.